titled that what is inclusivity, equity, and how it is aligned with the higher education alliance with the NEP 2020. And also we will talk about the SDG goal 4 and what accessibility and how it can be ensured in college and university. That also we need to highlight. And first of all, I would like to tell you that there are 5 mantras of inclusive education. Even though many participants I told that this is not only educational provision, these are the ideology, these are the darshan that need to be keep in mind always that we must be when we are talking about equitable and inclusive education, that time we must think about the 5 darshana, 5 important aspects of inclusivity and equity. These are acceptance. That means in the classrooms, that is everybody knows that it is an integral part of regular school system, higher education system. When we say integral part of that means you are inviting every student into the class, irrespective of their color, caste, creed, religion, okay, and other disparities. So here all the disparities, additional needs, you are inviting in the same class and giving education under the one umbrella only. That means you need to keep in mind these 5 things. 5 things are that is we need to accept. The first we must have an attitude of acceptance. That means we need to accept our students. Those are into the class. Acceptance is very, very important. Okay. So here, person with disability, non-disability, one person with diverse needs, person having socio-economical disadvantage group, and marginalized groups, even gender, basis on the gender, and disability, whatever it may be. But we need to accept every student, every learner into the class, even we, parents and teachers, everyone must accept that first of all. The second mantra of equitable and inclusive education is seeing the strength. Seeing strength is very, very important. Rather than seeing just the weakness of the person of diverse need or additional needs, we need to look at here only strength of the students rather than the weakness. And the third mantra is learning togetherness. Learning togetherness is very, very important. That means irrespective of their color, caste, creed, and all other disparities, learning together is very, very important. And so that must be an integral part of regular higher education system where we are pardon.
You can change the slide from your side, okay? I give you the option to do that.
Not right now.
Yes. It's moving, sir.
It is going on.
Okay.
Thank you very much for helping me in this matter.
It's not a problem, sir.
Yeah. So that's what I sent to you. I already checked before. I sent to you. That's what maybe this can be anytime it happens to me.
Okay.
Always I prefer Google Meet. There is no problem with Google Meet. Next time you can check.
Oh no, the thing is that we do not subscribe to Google Meet, only Zoom.
Limitation is only 100. I know that. Anyway, we will manage it. You can go for meeting, no problem at all. I am here. Okay. So here, learning together is very, very important, irrespective of their color, caste, and all other disparities. This is very important to learn together. And this is the third mantra. The fourth mantra is accommodation, and fifth mantra is modification. So here, accommodation is what? That means whatever the accessible environment we are going to provide to diverse need or additional needs when we are talking about inclusivity and equity in the classrooms or on the premises, higher education premises, school premises, or whatever it may be. So accommodation is very, very important. Where to teach, where to teach, how to teach. Okay, there are so many aspects one by one we will understand. And the modification in terms of accessibility, equitable modifications are very, very important. Adaptations are very, very important. Okay. Adaptations are made in the form of unit adaptation. level adaptations. Then there are language level adaptations. There are teaching stages level adaptations and modifications. There are teaching principles level adaptations or modifications, or there are evaluation level modifications, or there are follow-up level adaptations. There are a variety of adaptations we need to follow when we are talking about equitable and inclusive education. Okay, here it is no matter only inclusive education and equitable and inclusive education. Only it is a matter of special education or those are handling with disability. Only it is a subjective term. No, it is every learner, everyone, every citizens of our country, everyone, and those are teaching or those are not teaching, everyone must learn about, must implement or follow these five mantras in their day-to-day life. Actually, activity of daily life, we need to adapt these five mantras, and wherever we are getting opportunity. Okay, when we are in the community also we need to implement these five mantras. In the medical services also we need to implement in these five services, five mantras. Even in education we need to implement these five mantras. In vocational also we need to implement these five mantras. Even in the society or community also we need to follow these implement, and there must be a strong application of these five mantras. That means it is not only a educational provision, it must be a lifestyle of everyone. So that means we need to accept, see the student learning together, accommodation and modification, that means adaptation is very, very important. And furthermore, we would like to see curriculum, when we are talking about inclusive education, inclusive and equitable education, there inclusion is having a broader term. Inclusion may be vocational inclusion, medical inclusion, social inclusion, sexual inclusion. There are a variety of inclusions are there, but I am going to highlight only one inclusion, that is inclusive education, equitable and quality education we are talking about here in this lecture. Okay, my major focus is only for how we are ensuring making equitable and inclusive education in higher education system. So here the first thing is very, very important, that is curriculum adaptation. It involves and in accommodation, that is same curriculum content we are going to teach. The students may be taught using a different way or process of adaptation. As I told, there are type of adaptations. Okay, from unit level to evaluations level adaptations in teaching strategies and many things other. I already told that those all adaptation we need to follow. But these adaptations are modification or accommodations are based on the child requirements, students' requirements. Okay, and it also depends on their unique needs or their additional needs. Based on that only we need to provide adaptations. We need to have some we need to modify, accommodate and modify is very, very important. Let's have different curriculum content. That means what modification of worksheets and other material we can modify, and we can also modify the evaluation pattern. Not only we are focusing only paper, pencil, paper. You can get non-verbal examination also for the diverse needs. There are a variety of survey based on the schemes and benefits the students are getting it. Actually, one by one we will learn on this other slides. Here, when we are talking about inclusivity and equitable quality education, that means these five mantras are very, very, very important. Okay, and furthermore, I would like to highlight that accommodation is what? Accommodations are changes in teaching methods. Okay, who teach, where they teach, how to teach, what material you use, and how the students respond. These are all the things actually when we are talking about this. Accommodation again is associated with the pedagogical thinking, and that is disability friendly, diverse friendly teaching strategies, and diverse based your styles of teaching pedagogy. That everything is involved in this accommodation. Whereas in accommodation, sitting to accommodate wheelchair mobility visual engineering, where picture schedule, teacher, how know your students settle down tools, very activity. Students also maybe jotting small group, large group, peer training, material maybe ICT based material you are using it, you are using that teaching learning material, other teaching learning material, specially designed curricula or specially designed material also you are using into the classrooms. Evaluation, as I told you, very overall can be written and can be project and can be assignment. This kind of accommodation you need to provide to the learner. So here, another one, this is a very good example. First, you need to clear from your side that what is equity and what is inclusivity. There are two pictures here in this photograph. Okay. What the first picture, it shows that equality. Okay, equality. Whereas the second picture, it shows equity. So equity, when we are talking about our previous national education policy, that only talks about the equality. Right? When the SDG goal 4, it came into existence in 2015. And the quality education and sustainable development goal 4, when it says that it brought a new mindset that is equity. Okay, so now in inclusivity, when we show inclusivity and equitable quality higher education, these two actually apply in institutions. We need to think about the equality as well as the equity both parallel. Right here, in new education policy 2020, why I told is why is aligned with the NEP 2020 because of the equity, because the equity matter also be inculcated in new education policy. Here, this picture is very clear. This is actually the first boy, blue color t-shirt boy. He has no requirements of those boxes actually to writing on the blackboard. That boy, there is no requirement. Without a box also he may write. But if he is giving that box to this person, the yellow color t-shirts boy, baby, okay, and also giving one box to this girl, that means it is equitable in nature and everybody is able to write on the blackboard. Right? Whereas in this another picture, this is highly possible, by this baby boy to write on the blackboard. So here, this is the matter of when we provide equality in equal distribution India. When we talk about equitable, that means equitable is based on the needs and requirements and based on the age level. Okay, they are providing the resources. So here another slide where I am talking about sustainable development goal and SDG goal 4, that is among the 17 goals there is a one goal that is quality education. Goal number 4, it talk about the agenda actually 2030 agenda of sustainable development. India adopted this agenda in 2015, and which it seeks to ensure that ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunity for all by 2030. When we see the NEP 2020, it says that in chapter 6, it talks about the school education. So school education by 2030 we need to ensure inclusive equitable quality education. And when we say higher education, in chapter 14 of NEP 2020, NEP 2020 page number 3, you can see there is a document, it is already available in the online resources, online platform. So now when we see the chapter 14 talk about the higher education. That means in 2030, till 2030, at least 50% higher education we need to achieve. 50%, at least 50%. targets of this Sustainable Development Goal 4. So now such targets are, such targets are that target 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.5, every there are several targets are there. Till 7. So even target 4.1 says by 2030 we need to ensure all girls and boys they are completing the equitable and quality primary and secondary education, leading to relevance and effective learning outcome. Even though we are also talking about that the SDG goal 4 also talks about that 2030 ensure all girls and boys have access to quality early childhood education or development, care and primary education so that they are ready for the primary education. That means it's talk about 4.2. So even 4.6 target of SDG Goal 4, it also says that use and the substantial promotion of adult, both men and women, that achieve literacy and numeracy. Even 4.7 also talk about all learners acquire knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development, including among others through education for sustainable development and sustainable lifestyle, human rights, gender equality, promotion of culture, peace, non-violence. Okay, and global citizens appreciation of cultural diversity and many more. So now 4.4a it also built an adaptive education facility that child disability, gender sensitivity, promote safe, non-violence, inclusive and effective learning environment for all. So here you need to understand that principles are sustainable development goal. It is targeting every learner. That is no child, behind from the education. That means every child have a right to get the appropriate education. Now again coming to the back to the sustainable development goal. That means it is clearly mentioned that we need to adapt this one when we have a target 1 to 4.1 to 4.7. If you are going to implement this one, this is the agenda when Government of India also signed in 2015. And I would like to make you very much understand that our previous policy, 1986 actually, that was not ensuring that early childhood, even though they are equitable, the word is equitable quality education, they were maybe inclusive or integrated education. Some words are there in 1986. Integrated education, they included the word. But whereas when we signed on Sustainable Goal 4, they were not. My network got disconnected. I'm audible to all, or someone is disconnected. Hello. Okay, thank you. Now, thank you very much. I got your message. So here, these are the 5, when we are talking about sustainable development, that means in 1986 policy, those were talking about only integrated and many other aspects also, but they were not talking about the inclusivity and equity. Okay. Here, when we signed on SDG Goal 4, Sustainable Development Goals, all those. Now it is the prime responsibility of the government to ensure those kind of things, this inclusivity and equitable quality education. So here we brought our national education policy. There is a need to change our policy, keeping in mind the SDG Goal 4. Here we changed our policy and we added in new education policy, that is inclusive and equitable quality education. Okay. Now, how to implement these? That is also mentioned in chapter 6 and chapter 14. And who are they? All that are also written in policy, and that means our national education policy is aligned with SDG Goal 4 India. And apart from that, we already having, right to person with disability in 2016. These everything is happening after 2015, right? And thank God that we already made our education as a fundamental right, and it comes under the right to life, actually. In the right to life, three things comes. The right to life, it comes right to education, right to water, and right to health. Okay, good health, water, and education. This is the matter of in Article 21. If you see, there is in Article 121 is a fundamental right that the Constitution of India, it provides life to this right to life. And right to life, keeping in mind right to life, actually, that's what we put it at 21, Article 21A. 21A is a fundamental right where a government of India is giving and amended. Okay, that means it is now fundamental right. That means right to education is a fundamental right. That's what later on we had right to education Act in 2009. So it's free and compulsory education till 2000 to age 6 to 14 years of age. You're giving it. For person with disability, the age is deferred, the age is 18 years, till 18 years. So free and compulsory education. So they are provided, government of India, government is providing because it is now fundamental right. Now, very soon you will see that the right fundamental right is right here will be more because we already have now 9 NEP 2023 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 formula. Okay. Here, why we adapted that formula? Keeping in mind the targets 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.7. Okay. Keeping in mind that means now our students are now going to enroll in schools, public schools in the age of 3 years because we are going to ensure target 4.2. So that's what now your children are going to enroll in the age of 3 years. That's what we have now. Foundational stage here. So foundational stage, preparatory stage, pre-primary, preparatory stage, then we have a middle stage, and we have now secondary stage. So these are the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 stages are there. Later on there is a higher education. So these stages, 4 stages are keeping in mind SDG goal 4 and its targets. Okay, we need to implement or we need to have great applications of these targets to our NEP 2020. That's what I'm talking about. It is already aligned. Okay, aligned with the NEP 2020. So inclusivity and equitable quality education, higher education, it is also aligned with the NEP 2020. So here now, but if this is the positive sign, okay, right now, but there are now I would like to share some slides. What are the challenges we are facing? Okay, what are the hurdles we have? Which hurdles those are stopping somewhere it is becoming a challenges or issues to implement these targets or NEP 2020, keeping in mind inclusivity and equitable quality. What are the challenges presently we are facing? So as we know that you guys data, if you see, this is not my data, this is the Ministry of Education data. In 2016 and 17 data, you guys, I think you all are familiar with you guys data. And if this data 16 and 17 data, if you see you guys, okay, earlier it was Ministry of Human Resources Development, right now it is Ministry of Education. About 90.6% of students belongs to scheduled caste at primary level, but this fractions fall 17.3 at higher secondary level. That means around 3 to 4% students are drop out. Okay, when they reach to the higher secondary level, so 4% students are drop out, and there is a greater fall of fractions falls. Okay, whereas these enrollment dropout are more severe for scheduled tribe students. They enrolled in primary level 10.6%. When when they reach to secondary level, higher secondary level, they are just 6 point remains only 6.8%. That means around 50% students of scheduled tribes are gone. Okay, they are drop out. Okay, there is a huge fall fraction subject to scheduled tribe students, where you see differently able students. They're also, they enroll 1.1% in primary level, but higher secondary level, they are just remains 0.25% as per the UDICE data 16 and 17. So with greater declines for even female students within each of these categories even. So here today, more than 262 million children and youth are out of schools. 6 out of 10 are not acquiring basic literacy and numeracy after several years in the schools, and 750 million adults are illiterate, fueling poverty and marginalization. Okay, so here, even though there are students, as per the census 2011, that means if the census will be in 2025, the pictures will be or data will be even more serious than 2011. But as we know, census happened in 2011. There is no recent census, except 2011. There is no recent census. Okay, happened in our country. Here in India, out of 221 crores population, as per census 2011, 2.68 crore person with disability, which is 2.21% of the total population. Okay, so that means if the census is happening today, so that means that data will be around 4 crores, right? 4 crore person with disability available in India. Okay, so that means there are countries like European countries or other countries, you see, even their total population is lesser than our person with disability in India. Okay, so here there is a great challenges where we are having more than 4 crores person with disability if the census will come today. Okay, so here 60 loud, around 40% students are not attending class any educational institutions is from 5 to 19 years of age. Okay, they are not at 40%. Then, here our agenda and education policy in chapter 6 and chapter 14, here we have already signed to implement and achieve NEP 2020, and you need to make a great implications of SDG goal 4. So this is also alarming situation how it can be a possible. Okay, but apart from that, we have, even this is also done of the data, we have apart from that, but there is a issues related to diversities, inclusion and social justices. Even second problems, when we are going to ensure equitable and inclusive quality education, that means second problem, issues related to diversity, inclusion and social justice are curriculum design and representations. So now, keeping in the classrooms, when we are talking about inclusive education, now our classroom curriculum, which curriculum we are following, the designing curriculum, we are not representing our curriculum as per the diverse needs, inclusion and social justices. Okay, the here our curriculum must be disabled friendly, diversity diverse friendly. So you need to keep in mind. So here The curriculum also, when we see our new in UGC also recommending so many recommendations to have the CLO based curriculum, CLO based teaching learning outcome based curricular based teaching learning outcome based curriculum must be there, and even graduate attributes, even program learning outcome PLO, and course learning outcomes CLO must be ensured in the curriculum. Why it is graduate attributes, why CLO and PLO are now we are going to inculcate, because because keeping in mind the diverse needs in higher education, school education, because it is a related issue with diversities, inclusion and social justices. And second hurdle is teacher training and professional development courses. So here many teacher training institutions, even the institutions are even not providing a quality education, and many institutions are having culture of non-attending cultures. Students are not going and attending any classes, okay, but they are just becoming a printing press to provide only certificate to those students. So here this is also what they are going to do later on, how we need to measure their graduate attributes, how we are going to measure their program learning outcome and course learning outcome, because students are not even not coming into the school, attending the schools or higher education institutions. So this is also one of the major issue related to diversity, inclusion and social justices in India. Inclusive pedagogy is one another challenges when we are talking about here. Okay, the classes are going on inclusive. Classes are regular mode, but they are not. Many students, many teachers, and many institutions, they are not providing the quality education or inclusive pedagogy, keeping in mind the diverse needs or diverse additional needs or socioeconomical disadvantaged groups or other disparities. There are so many disparities in the classroom. So here inclusive pedagogy is very important when we are talking about inclusive classrooms. Inclusive classrooms, it is an integral process of higher education or school education process. Okay, program. So here we need to have inclusive pedagogy. That means we need to keep in mind every child in the classrooms. Okay, so here include along with the inclusive pedagogy, we need to here those five mantra we need to adapt, which I already presented in first slides. Access to resources is very important. So equal utilization of resources is very important. Access to resources are very important. It is not for the person with non-disability, okay, or it must be non-diverse needs, but it must be for every child, every diverse needs in the classrooms or outside the classrooms. So this is also becoming challenges for diversities, inclusion, and social justice, because many institutions, many organizations are not. There is no possibility to access the resources proper utilizations. It's very important. Not audible, sir. Okay, I'm not audible. Hello. Okay, audible, sir, to me maybe. Please, student scholars, you please check your this net connectivity from your side. From my side, students responding, there am audible. Thank you. Here, access to resources are very important. And if you see many schools, if you visit the schools are all the resources that they are keeping in the Almira. And once it is inspections goes, when the time of inspection, that time they are opening all the resources and nicely they are exhibiting on the table. Okay, but all the resources must be equitable in use. Okay, equitable in use, and access to resources must be affordable, and it must be affordable, and it must be barrier free resources, or it must be accessible resources must be there. So accessibility must be there when we are the person with the diverse needs that are accessing the resources. So here we need to ensure accessibility as well. So assessment and evaluation is also one of the problems, hurdles, okay, related to social justice and inclusion and diversities. So assessment and but we need to keep in mind here, here we need to adapt, we need to do the adaptation. Maybe there are students, they need oral assessment and evaluation, verbal, non-verbal, with paper pencil, maybe with digital or physical. Okay, we need everyone, we need to keep in mind their diversity. Parents and community involvements are very poor in India. Okay, in particularly in many states. Okay, many states are very rich also maybe, but in India this is I'm talking about whole India problem of parents and community involvement. If you see, in India, once the students are enrolled in the schools or colleges, even though parents and community are not bothered about their child, even their sons and daughter, okay, whatever they are doing, okay, no problem. Sometime those are educated parents, they are having follow up, but majority of the parents and community, they are not bothered about. Here this is also the problem, okay, of diversity, inclusion and social justice. The parents must advocate, society must advocate diverse needs. So here this is also one of the challenges, also there is a solutions also, as so we need to keep in mind. Even the policy and advocacy, it is very very important, policy perspective, okay, and advocacy is very important for diverse needs. Then these are related issues of diversity, inclusions and social justice, and can be resolved. These are the these are the issues when we are talking about to achieving SDG goal 4, and to implement NEP 2020 chapter 6 and 14. So here we need to come overcome from this kind of hurdles, okay, and then we can have inclusivity and equitable quality higher education or school education. This is not required. These are the acts and policies. This is also I'm escaping. Okay. Okay. This is the one of the now now I would like to highlight some points related to the societal point of view. Okay. This is the study happened we conducted in Delhi. My students actually they had a project, and their same finding I would like to have here in this platform. So here major issues faced by the family and the special needs or diverse needs students. Okay, what are the family issues families are facing? Those family having diverse need child. Okay, because as per the findings, it came in this that they are facing the issues. The big issue is medical concern that do not go away, and extra financial burdens they are getting it. This is the first major issues the family face, those having diverse needs child. Second problems, issues they are facing, lack of normality and family life or friends. Of course, family having person with disability, family have additional need, diverse needs, and they are facing lack of normality, life, friends, and they are facing it these problems. And now the family also face the problem or major issue, the major concern that what will be happening with my child. After they are when they will be not they will no more in this universe. What will happen with their student? What will happen with their child? Okay, they are having a lot of fear about their child career. Okay, and added fear about the future, what is going to happen with my diverse needs. Okay, the parents having this concern, even though family also they are having major issue, the specialized child care. So as you know, the specialized child care services are very minor in India. even though if those are providing specialized child care, but they are also not getting good professionals. Okay, how to check the integrity, honesty, and the professionalism? Okay, that is very very difficult. They are not getting the proper child care services. Okay, even though they are willing to spend so much money. Another one is work and education also suffer due to the additional needs or due to the special needs child in the family. So work on education is mother would like to pursue our education because of the additional needs or diverse need diversity. Their works and education always first suffer. These are the some glimpses actually. If you see, these are the photographs how the impact happened on the family. Okay, those having diverse need child, or even though not only child, even adult also. So these are the glimpses of impact in professional life, family conflict, taking care, social isolation, getting along. These are the issues. Even I would like to tell you that many theses also, when I evaluate, many a time even PhD scholars also, they are they are those having those theses they are having on diversity, inclusion, and rehabilitation. They are having wrong, proverbs. Okay, but we need to maintain the dignity of diverse needs. So many theses I have seen, this is my personal experiences, that they are writing the word like lambs, invalid, disabled, crippled, effect, suffered from, confined, bound, restricted, dependent, wheelchair, normal. These words are really, instead of these words, we must maintain the dignity. We must say that person with disability, person with diverse needs, person with the wheelchair user, able body, non-disabled. These are the word we need to use instead of these words. Okay, disabled or lamb and other. So here we need to provide the respect first of all. We need to have a dignity. Okay. So dignity is very very important, whether it's a female students, girl students, person with disability, person with non-disability, maybe diverse needs, maybe socio-economical disadvantaged group, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe students, PWD, person with disability, maybe economical backward sections, other backward sections, anyone. Okay, so we need to have a respect. We need must have a respect to these diverse needs groups actually. Okay, so we need to pronounce the word with dignity. This is the this is very very important. Even pronouncing also, when we are writing also, we need to keep in mind. Even there are some other words also. People are using it: victim, suffered, crippled, deaf and dumb, mute, deaf, mute, retarded, mental retarded, spastic. Instead of these words, we must use the word person with disability, person with hearing impairment, person with deaf person, okay, person with intellectual disability, person with cerebral palsy. These are the words we need to use for words. These are the word with dignity. Okay. So why? What is the question here? My question is, what is the need to have this word person with disability? Why we are using person first? Anyone can respond on this? Why we are using the first person with disability? Person first. What is the logic behind it? What is the philosophy behind it to use word person here? Anyone? So that I can also here I am also ensuring you that you are here in the platform. Gender justice, okay. Any other? You can write down also, I can read, no problem. Humanity, person is more important than the disability, very good. No gender bias, good. Good response, I'm getting it. Gender representation, okay. Equality, okay. Humanity, Anupriya is telling humanity, good, good, very good. Humanity, Dr. Mukesh, empathy, Dr. K. Chitra, okay, equality, gender, then the social value, very nice. Good, Dr. Rajkumar is telling. Hmm. Humanity again, specially able people, okay, good. Nisha Singh is telling, specially able people, okay. Okay, good. Good response, even disability, okay. Now, because, dear friends, we all born first person, okay. We born as a person. Disability is a later part of our life. Everyone is born as a person. That's what we know. We must add the word person first and disability is later, or whatever the condition, disability or diverse needs is a separate part. हम अपनी मर्जी से नहीं आए हैं. We are not, by our choice we came in this particular religion, caste, creeds or disability. It is not our choice. We all born as a person first, and every disability disparity is a later part of our life, right? So that's what we need to have the word with dignity. This is very important, okay. So furthermore, I would like to highlight on higher education special cell for disability service in university. Now we need to we come on the point that what we are doing it. Okay. Now I told about the how we came to the inclusivity and inclusion. Then we came to the some challenges actually, how to implement those. Now we are now one by one we will resolve in our in our presentations. Now we are going to resolve that one, how to resolve all disparities, how we can provide schemes and benefit, we how we can see the give the benefits to the person with disabilities or diverse needs in higher education. So in chapter in the plan 12 plan of UGC, there is a schemes, absence and absence schemes. Okay, higher education for person with special needs, and teacher education for person with disability schemes also. These are the UGC sponsored, but right now they are not giving any fundings, and even I also talked to them. They are going to have the fundings. Okay, and even though many institutions they got benefited with these schemes, here in this choice of examination modes, availability of scripts is not too late if we implement these modification in higher education. Is it not? In the last 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, I have a discussion part also. That time you can have. Okay, question. I'll try my level best to respond you. Don't worry. Because I need to finish my this text first. Okay, make you comprehend with regard to this. So here choice of examination methods and availability is very. Scribers also you are getting it nowadays. Person with disabilities are getting scribers, and additional times also, even there is a 3 hours examination, they are getting additional 1 hours. Okay, access to digital reading material, audio books. Also, it is a higher education library. If you see your library, also Mizoram University library, also they're also providing some resources related to person with disability, diverse needs, and other. Access to computer with diverse assistive services, updating accessible websites, access to open resource, education resources. These are the mandatory requirements from the UGC, and the many institutions, central university, state government institutions, or every institution, they must implement these. They are implementing also. And even though in the research in higher education, it is also one of the very important component. If you see that there are many institutions. If you see NEP 2020 page number 45, it is mentioned there. Because here many institutions, those institutions are very good institutions, and higher education, because the best institutions, university in the world actually, the history shows, throughout their history shows, because they have a very strong culture of in research and knowledge creations, and and they are the best teaching and learning process at higher education level occurred in environmental, where where they're also having a multidisciplinary university setting. These are the two aspects actually those make them the best institutions, best university in the world. So one is a strong culture of research and knowledge creation. Third is, and second is multidisciplinary university setting. With these two things actually, so here, and how it can be possible, research it can be possible, because once we see the country like India, in our country only 0.69% of the total GDP we are spending on research and innovations. Okay, whereas when you compare to the small country like Israel and South Korea, they are spending 4.3% and 4.2% South Korea. So here, so even though United States is also America is also spending 2.8% of their total GDP, where we have a dense population country like India, we are just providing having research and innovations, our total GDP, okay, in current time 0.69%. Okay, this is also one of the big challenges, how we can be a best institutions. India, in Indian university, how it can be best institutions, because we are multidisciplinary university setting, but we don't have a strong culture of research and knowledge creations. So that means here the lacuna is research funding, and that how what is the interest of the government, that also it align. Okay, it is aligning as per the data it shows, it is very poor actually. Only 0.69% we is highly impossible to have innovative and research innovations in these kind of fundings. So here government must keep in mind this kind of aspects, and I hope this must we must recommend to the government. So here another, the research and even though, so with different bodies, those ICSR, UGC, Rehabilitation Council of India, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, even though there are many other DST and other, there are several institutions, there was funding agencies, they are having funds to innovations and research in several modes, but still then it is not sufficient. Government should keep in mind these things. So here, even though the government having initiatives to implement NEP 2020 and inclusivity and equity, we have for the gender disparity, government has launched had initiatives in 2015 from Panipat district, Haryana. Okay, and where the sex ratios, especially the girls ratios declining, when compared to the boys. So there were there are other reasons also. I'm not going to highlight those very serious reasons. What is the exact reasons behind it, everybody knows that, but I'm going to highlight only Beti Bachao Beti Padhao initiatives that happened in 2015. With these awareness campaigns and or with this girls education is promoted by the girls, by the government of India in each and every states. Government is also in these schemes are putting so much efforts to give fundings also. So here, even the societal changes are also happening. Society is also accepting, why not Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao? Okay. So their demon state governments are also aligned with the central governments, and they're also putting so much efforts to implement these schemes, or and have a great implication from these schemes. Even the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan service, even though earlier it says Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan also the moment of education for all. It is also strengthening or bridging the gap. Okay, bridging the gap or having more enrollment in the schools and higher education system. Okay, and here integrated schemes aims to several universal access and retention, and as you know that offer inclusive education support like resource centers, special educator, and accessible devices. It promotes these kind of aspects. Even Diksha scheme, Swam platform, EPM, e-Vidya, and these kind of the platform actually to bridge the digital divides. Inclusive content provides in multiple pages. Okay, from that example is sign language, video, audios, materials. Okay, so these provides in four quadrants. Even swam platform, there is, you are already aware because you are already in higher education system. Even the COVID-19 pandemic also it changed the directions or our focused forced education to be shifted online in India. You see that before five years before COVID actually this kind of platform were not even in digital mode. Today we are, you're sitting in Mizoram, you're sitting in Mizoram or some other places all over India. I'm sitting in Punjab. Still, then we are having imparting knowledge and learning each other. So here it possibles through the online shift. When we have a shift from of online mode of education. So these are the initiatives actually taken to implement inclusive and equitable quality education. Even though the greater the challenges implications happen through the NEP 2020 chapter 14, okay, which talk about the higher education and equity and inclusion in higher education. And even today also we are saying that in earlier our teacher used to say you are the citizens of tomorrow, aap kal ka bhavishya ho. But in NEP 2020 or chapter 14 actually of NEP 2020, it's changed our mindset. That means why we are waiting for the tomorrow? You are the citizen of today also. After 1 hour also, after 2 hour also, you are citizens of today onwards. Don't wait for the tomorrow. So, who are an equal stakeholders in the policy related to the development of the country. Okay, even the global partnership um, uh, like UNESCO, UNICEF, and Global Partnership for Education, supporting low economics country, okay, giving funds and also taking care of equity and inclusivity in several many there are many modes. UNESCO and UNICEF are giving a benefit to these bridging the gaps of this, and through these initiatives also global partnership. Through this institution, what we are doing it, we are also um, achieving our sustainable development goal or equitable and quality higher education. That goal 4 also we need to achieve. So here we are also promoting with these UNESCO, UNICEF, and the global partnership education. Through this also we are having giving a justice to diverse needs, to to socioeconomical poor people, students in higher education and school education both. Okay, so these are the initiatives actually, and these all aligns with NEP 2020, or and then again it aligned with SDG goal 4 also. These are the initiatives, and now we would like to highlight your attention in there must be resources in your campus, okay, in higher education institutions. This is very very important to ensure technological or accessible resources in your college and universities and schools. Here those resources you are providing, this must be equitable in use, flexible in use, simple and interactive use. Perceptible information must be there. Tolerance for error, if there is any error happens, okay, it must be a level of tolerance. Okay, low physical efforts must be there. Suppose you are preparing a ramp, there must be low physical efforts. Okay, size and shapes must be appropriate and in use. So these are the principle we need to ensure when we are promoting inclusivity and equitable quality education or quality resources in your campus and university and colleges. You keep in mind You can also suggest to your management competent authority, because whenever you are preparing any ramps, any railings throughout the campus, or even though they are also having lift, or yeah, they are making constructing any disabled friendly toilets. Okay, even for girls toilets and boys toilets separately, or disabled friendly toilets, or disabled friendly resources when they are having in their campus, you must have keep in mind, dear friend, these are the principle you must keep in mind, because all the resources, all the design and planning, or ensure technology is accessible, you need to have this kind of principle in your mind. In your, you can suggest also your competent authority these, that equitable in use, flexible in use, simple and interactive use, perceptual information must be there, tolerance for error, law of physical effort, size and shapes for appropriate use. Okay, now some of the example I would like to give. Parking facility must be earmarked, okay, for the person with disability and diverse needs, and ramps at the entrance must be there. If you see this ramp is there, okay, in entrance, okay, where the person with wheelchair user, person with disability can go in up first floor, second floor, another. Okay, non-slippery good grass utensil must be there. What are the utensils are they are using it, they must, it must be a non slippery. Okay, cooking gas, obstacle climbing wheelchair must be wheelchair. So here a safe cooking gas must be there. These are also another point. Signage in braille must be there in lift and other places, public places. Flooring must be non-slippery, and those are tiles they are having. It must be non-slippery, okay, so that your person with disability, person with and the pregnant women's, even the having senior citizens person can easily access that resources. It must be non-slippery. The flooring you need to care in your in campus. Railing throughout the building must be there. If you see this picture, there are railing. Okay, and another one you see, uh, sorry, uh, drop doorways and corridors, and it must be, doorway must be smooth and curve in shapes, and lift and auditory signage must be there. And with signage, lift में होना चाहिए. The classroom, washrooms and toilets must be disabled friendly, diverse need friendly, equitable in use. Wash basins must be lower in heights, or visual information system for hearing impairment like ticker tape information system must be there. Now underground cabling is very important, or signage, subways, auditory signage, public transportation must be accessible in use by the diverse needs. Okay, and these are the steps actually taken by the government. Okay, where they are also having fundings for person with socially and disadvantaged groups, and having a clear target for higher education, how to bridge that the dropout students gap. Okay, here then gender imbalances in admissions to higher education, and these everything actually we are implementing in, these are the government initiatives. Each college and universities are implementing these are things actually. Okay, even though higher education, support higher education. Okay, and with respect to Indian local and Indian languages in NEP, also NEP 2020 also ensure that one. Okay, and develop and support technology tools and better participation, and even though conduct outreach program or higher education opportunity and scholarship among socially disadvantaged group. These are the steps taken by the government, and it is also implemented by the higher education institution. Okay, this is also higher education institutions are implementing, making curriculum more flexible, reachable to person with disability, equitable, and admission process more inclusive, and financial assistance scholarship to as social disadvantaged groups. Okay, many more other things are also, and language also taught in Indian languages and bilingual. to to the students. So these are the initiatives on higher education aligned with the government initiatives. Okay, some other things actually, if you see, all airport, telemetro, barrier-free buildings by law, DTC high capacity bus, UGC also so gives separate funds for research and innovations. Okay, these are the actually initiatives. If you see a lot of accessibility, if you can observe accessibility, accessible environment in Delhi metro, airport, barrier-free buildings. Okay, these are the initiatives actually that awareness in the community and higher education about the inclusion. Okay, you can also have this kind of awareness to among your students. Okay, so here I'm skipping this poem right now, there is no time. And uh, but okay, if you permit me, I can have only within 1 minute. Okay, poem also. So here there are several students actually, diverse students. They are demanding. They are having. They are asking to their teacher, "Oh, my teacher, really are your teachers? Teach me by sign. I can see you. Teach me by step. I can do it. Teach me by braille. I can hear you. Oh, my teacher, teach me by structurally I can handle me. Oh, my teacher, teach by encouraging me, I can do with my strong hands. If you really teach me, please emphasize on my intervention and ability, not the disability. Okay, where it inculcated all the diverse needs students. Okay, and with the, uh, I think you stopped, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Huh. Thank you very much to Dr. K. Lal
Dr.
Morwali. Dr.
Moya. You
Moya,
just
you
call me
just call me
Moya, sir.
Moya, sir. Moria ji, thank you very much. You giving me this opportunity again. Okay, and thanks very much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so much,
Professor
Professor
Shankar,
Shankar,
for
for
uh,
uh,
once
once
again
again
fulfilling my
fulfilling my
request.
request.
I know
I
that
know
you
that
have
you
some
have
kind
some
of
kind of
problem
problem
regarding
regarding
sharing the
sharing
slide
this
and all,
slide and
but
all, but
even though
even though
so much of
so much
adversities,
of
but you
adversities,
still make
but
it
you still make
possible.
it
I'm very
possible.
happy
I'm very
for that.
happy for that.
And I
And
think
I
that the
think that the
participant enjoy
participant
your
enjoy your
presentation, sir.
presentation, sir. Thank you
So
so
if
much. So, if
possible, if you
possible, if you
allow, I will
allow, I
also
will
share
also share
your
your
presentation with my
presentation with my
participant.
participant. You can share, sir. You can share, no
Okay.
problem.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a
Okay.
nice
Thank you
evening,
so
sir.
much, sir. Have a nice evening, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm leaving
Okay.
now. Okay. And thank
Yes,
you all
yes. Okay.
participants. Yes. Okay. Thank you all participants also. Thank you very much.
So, dear
So, dear
participant, we come to
participant,
the end
we come to the
of
end
the session for
of
today.
the
We will
session.
meet again tomorrow. Okay. Have a nice evening, everyone.